Here's a video on how to disassemble the Alienware M17x. Like I promised everybody, it's the R2 edition, so it has the i7 processors. But this video still should work for disassembling the M17x R1. So first of all, this is just your laptop, and like any laptop, when you take it apart, you're going to want to first remove the battery. And this is the battery right here. Just flip this switch and the battery should come right out. Next thing you're going to want to do is there are two screws, one right here and one right here. They are for taking off the back panel. We're going to want to do that to get to the internals of the laptop. So use a Phillips head screwdriver to unscrew both of these screws. I have a new camera. It's a 720p camera, and I've been having some issues getting it to fill the entire screen with the video, so hopefully that won't be a problem here. Anyhow, now that we have the back panel off, you can see we have our two hard drives, our RAM cover, and our main cooling fan for the CPU. Here's our CMOS battery if anybody's interested. So let's first take out the RAM modules by first unscrewing, there's a screw right here, this cover for the RAM modules. This is the first time I've ever actually seen a cover like this on a laptop to hide the RAM modules. I don't know if it provides cooling or what, but it's quite interesting. So we have one, I don't know if you can see that, and two RAM modules. Each one is 4 gigabytes, or sorry, total of 4 gigabytes, 2 gigabytes each, DDR3, 1333 megahertz memory. So we'll put those to the side. Next thing you're going to want to take out are the hard drives. This is your primary, so if you only have a laptop with one hard drive in it, you only have this bay. This one will just be a blank caddy. I have two hard drives in here. This one's 500 gigabytes at 7200 RPM. This one's 320 gigabytes at 7200 RPM. To do that, to take these out, you're gonna there's 4 screws on each hard drive. These 4 here, and you're gonna want to unscrew them. I already have them unscrewed, but when you're done, the hard drive should just slide out. You might have to use a screwdriver to provide some leverage. Another thing is these screws. It's a poor design. They made it so they're on these little plastic flappy things, and sometimes they'll get stuck in the holes, preventing you from taking out the hard drive. So just make sure that they're not sticking in the holes, and you should have a better time getting it out. Or in my case, I'm having a hard time getting it out. Let's see. Oh, there we go. And that screw came off. That's okay. Then you just take out the hard drive like that. It just lifts up. And then for the second hard drive, you do the same thing. You just lift it up. I already unscrewed those screws. You're going to want to undo those 4 screws. Interestingly, if you are going to be adding a second hard drive and you don't have one yet like I did, this here is your normal Alienware hard drive that has a regular SATA 2 connector on it. But for the secondary hard drive, you're going to need to buy an adapter, and the adapter, you see the pins on there, you see how it's different? The adapter is like an L-shaped adapter that allows you to put the second hard drive in. It's really stupid. I don't know why they did it, and it was kind of hassle for me to get that adapter, but anyhow, I have it working. That's just a heads up for anybody who might be interested. I hope I have enough battery life in my camera. Anyhow, the next thing you're going to want to take out is the fan. There's a screw here, here, and here. So, just unscrew that. All 3 screws, and the fan should just pop right out. Alright, and the fan's connected by a wire. You're going to have to feed it out underneath the leg, and there's a little 4-pin connector that you're going to have to undo. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get it undone, but it should just come out with a little bit of effort. Be careful with these things because they are plastic and a bit brittle. There you go, there's your fan. That's all taken out, so put that to the side. Now while you're still underneath the laptop, there's 2 more things you're going to want to do, there's screws along here, there's one screw here, one screw here, and one screw here. And then there's two screws back here, one here and one here, that you're both going to want to undo. These screws in the front are for the palm rest and the mouse pad assembly. There's 3 of them. Go ahead and take these screws out. And these 2 back here are for the touch panel assembly in the back with the power button and the media bar switches. Just got some dust out of there. Alright, so before I flip it over, since I'm going to be taking out the motherboard, it's also a good idea to take out the CMOS battery. That's just located here. Sometimes it's glued in with a little bit of glue. You can just pry it off. Try to be careful, but it's okay to use force. Oh, that time looks like it's tape. Okay, so and there's a 2-pin connector for that. There we go. CMOS battery is out. So now we can flip over the laptop, and careful, let your screws fall out. Give it a shake, and yep, 3 screws. 2 of them are long, the 2 long ones are in the back. There you go. Now open up the laptop, and first thing, let's take off the palm rest. What you're going to want to do for that is there's this little groove along here. If you're going to want to take a small flathead screwdriver, got a different attachment here, there we go, and just put it in the palm and in this crack here. If you don't want to scratch it, you're going to want to use some kind of thin plastic tool and push it towards you. You might have to use a little bit of force. Careful not to hurt yourself and not to scratch the computer, but that's because they use some kind of sticky stuff to keep this palm rest in here. And once you've pushed it forward, it should lift up like this, and you might be able to pull it out a little bit, but you want to be careful because there's a ribbon cable connecting everything together, and it's right under here. You'll see it when you look. Just detach the ribbon cable. Hopefully my head isn't in the way, but it goes right there. There's the ribbon cable. You can see it. Once you detach it, there's your palm rest. You set that aside. Now that we have the palm rest off, we have the WPAN card here and the LAN card here. This one only has one connector. It's blue wire. This one has 2 connectors. It's a white wire and a black wire. The white wire is on the right, and then a gray wire that isn't being used. So let's unplug all of those wires. Might have to use a screwdriver to fish it out. And then you're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver to undo the screws holding in both cards. They use a mini PCIe interface, so if you wanted, you could swap them out for like a mini PCIe hard drive or something like that. It will fit. There's one. And then this one here, just pull back these wires. You can do that. This one, I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to get that out. Looks like it's just a release switch type mechanism. There's these two little prongs, and you have to pull them back, and it should pop right out. Yep, I'm right. So there's 2 little prongs here. Just use 2 fingers, pull them back. That card should pop upwards. Then you can take it out. All right. Now that we have that out, we can proceed to take off this here, the media bar.